Hi, this is Amy. I need you guys to call me. Qadira got a burn, and um, she's okay, but there is a little blistering, and I think she wants to go home. In fact, I know she wants to go home. So could you just give us a call? I need to talk to you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Hi, welcome back to our channel. I'm Renee.
And I'm Corellin, and tonight we're just gonna keep telling our story. So we're gonna talk about what happened in the following days after Qadira was burned. And we talked about that a little bit in the last video, but we'll just get a little bit more in depth this time. So we were basically changing her bandages. It was 3 to 6 bandage changes a day. Really horrible. The bandages would sometimes get stuck in the wound. I mean, she would cry. The other kids would cry sometimes just watching her go through this. My friend Amaya came by and brought Qadira's little friend Qadira over, and when Qadira came into the room and saw Qadira's wound, she just started crying. And I remember my friend Amaya just being like, if that happened to Qadira, I could not handle that. And then we had also had our neighbor come over to watch us do a bandage change. So, but at no point was anybody saying, you know, gosh, why isn't Qadira in the hospital? So, anyways, about 2 weeks in, an insurance agent by the name of Beth Phipps called, and she wanted to come over and assess Qadira's injury, I guess, for the insurance company. And when she came to the house, it was just really strange because basically I had Qadira on the couch and I had to unwrap her wound, and this lady was taking pictures, and it was just really uncomfortable, and it felt really, really strange. And so after that, me and Renee talked about it, and we decided to get an attorney because we just felt like we were in over our head.
I went to Suzette and Powell and had an accident a couple of years back.
Car accident.
It was a car accident. But I went to Suzette and Powell, and Stephen P. Reidlinger, he was the one who represented me. And it was like, I had a good experience with him. Like, he knew, you know, he told me exactly what to do, and everything made sense. And, you know, it was, he, you know, kind of made the whole process seem like it went really, you know, just well. I mean, I felt like I was, you know, properly, you know, taken care of. So naturally I went back to him.
So we retained him, and he really didn't do anything on the case. He certainly didn't tell us, oh, call the police, this sounds like child abuse, or
yeah, he
certainly
didn't ask us if the authorities had been contacted, or you know, if we had contacted the police, or if a report was made, or anything like that.
And I actually never met Steve, so I had never met him. But by the end of May, and we're not sure how Scott Qadira came into our life, but by the end of May, and I may have been searching on the internet, I'm not sure, but anyway, Scott Qadira called up and he said that he was a special burn attorney, and that burns needed a certain special kind of attention, and that he knew how to handle these cases, and that he would be the better attorney for Qadira. So
Corellin called me up and told me she had found this attorney, and he told her that he was the right guy for the job, and she told me that he reminded her of her uncle, and that this was probably going to be a better attorney for Qadira. So I was like, okay, I'm good with that. I told
Well, no, before we switched, Scott came over to our house and he met with us. And so we sat down with him and talked with him about it. And then...
I mean, I was already on board when she told me about him, because she was so excited about him. And then, so we wound up telling Steve that we're going to another attorney. He didn't have any problem with that. And we started, Scott came in and he genuinely seemed like he knew what he was doing. And it was a relief for us because we had way too much to deal with. We were already dealing with Qadira's injury. We were trying to care for it.
Kamaya was sick at the time. She had pneumonia.
There were stressful things going on at my job. And
so there was a lot happening. So kind of Scott coming in and saying, hey, I'm going to take over. That sounded great. And we definitely expressed our concerns to him. I mean, we were concerned that Qadira was naked at their house. We were concerned that she'd been taking a bath over there. That was not okay with us. We thought that the story that we had heard from Qadira and a little bit of what Todd and Amy had said to me the night I was there, it just all seemed very odd, made me feel really uncomfortable. And he basically said he was going to handle it. He said, don't worry about it. I'm going to handle it. We were kind of instructed to, not talk to Todd and Amy, which we didn't want to talk to Todd and Amy anyway. Although, I would say around this time too, Todd did call and him and Sophie wanted to come and bring some cards,
from Qadira's class,
some get well cards. And so they did come over, and this was the last time we ever talked to them, but they came over and Todd showed up with Sophie. Amy wasn't there. And we were both really surprised, I think, that Amy wasn't there. We were both kind of like,
I was shocked.
Yeah, we were like, where's Amy? And Sophie kind of blurted out, oh, my mom is grounded.
Which seemed kind of strange. Like, how do you ground a mom?
It just sounded strange.
It sounded strange.
But they came in. The visit was super uncomfortable. I mean, I did not feel comfortable around Todd at all. Or having Sophie there.
So.
Yeah, we just did not. I mean...
But we got through the visit, and they got up on their way.
Yeah, and they left, and then, like I said, that was the last visit, and then Qadira returned to school about 3 weeks after she was burned, and they had her do a couple of counseling sessions with a counselor there. It was supposed to be to like reintegrate her back into the school, but the school really didn't do very much. And Qadira was really struggling at this time because she was having like funny rashes, breathing problems. Her leg was horribly disfigured.
She was still on crutches, and she did still have a big bandage on her leg.
We still had the bandage on her leg. So it was not a good time. And I did take Qadira back to the doctor for the breathing problems and the rashes and the fevers and stuff. And basically they just gave her an inhaler, and they told me that she was okay, and that I shouldn't worry about it. That was pretty much the extent of that visit, and most of the visits thereafter, because these problems did continue to persist. And is there anything else you want to add?
No, I feel like we kind of got into a routine as soon as Scott came into the picture, and we just tried to keep things as normal as possible, but it was really hard, and we were really depending on Scott to help us figure all of this out
and just to handle everything. So Renee was taking Qadira up to Scott's office like once a month to take pictures of her leg. That was one of the things that he required. And we would periodically have, I would have discussions with him over the phone. Renee would talk with him at the office. I mean, and we continued to voice all the concerns we had, and he just kind of...
He never really told us what was going on with the case. I know Corellin we did have a mediation, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, that's down the road. So that's it for tonight, but that's that's kind of what was happening after.
Directly after she had gotten burned and as she was healing.
Right.
So.
Okay, so, well, next video, we're going to get into what happened even further down the road because there's a lot more to tell. But thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate you coming back and seeing us.
All right.
And we hope you continue to do so. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment box below.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.